The Bears met with most of the top offensive linemen at the NFL Combine. What's up, guys? Swift here with a quick Bears news update. Today is day 3 of the Scouting Combine, and we get to see the skill position players work out on the field: quarterbacks, running backs, and wide receivers. Today, you'll really be able to see the talent in this year's RB class, something to look forward to if you'll be watching. But it was also Offensive Line Media Day. The big guys on the O line will work out tomorrow, but today they had a chance to meet with teams and do interviews. The Bears met with a plethora of this year's offensive line talent. I wanted to talk about the players we have confirmed to meet with so far and remind fans that during Ryan Pohl's time as GM, we have met with almost all of our draft picks, either at the Combine, Senior Bowl, or the Pro Day. So looking over these lists really help us narrow down our pool of players. I want to talk briefly about the 11 offensive linemen we've met with so far in Indy, more than any other position by far. It sounds like Ryan Poles is ready to attack the trenches. First up is offensive tackle Will Campbell, the guy who protected Jaden Daniels' blindside at LSU and is unanimously viewed as the top tackle prospect in this year's draft. I have this guy as one of my top 5 players in the class, and he only has one question about him: his arm length. And we won't find out his official measurements until tomorrow. But if he has over 33-inch arms, he should be a top 5 pick. But this is a guy that, if he falls to pick 10, really fits the Chicago Bears. We also met with a guy who's slowly trending towards becoming my favorite Bears target for this year's draft: Alabama's mauler of a guard prospect, Tyler Booker. I love this dude's game. He commented today about loving football and how it's like legal assault. He has been my top ranked guard prospect all year long. He looks like a lock to go in the top 15 picks. He is possibly the best guard prospect since Quentin Nelson, and he should definitely be in play for the Chicago Bears. But then we had some good news on another left tackle prospect, Josh Simmons, the star out of Ohio State, who missed the end of the season with a knee injury. He had an update today during interviews saying he is ahead of schedule in his recovery and he should be able to do full workouts at next month's Pro Day. This is huge news for Simmons, and if he tests as well as I think he can, he has a shot to be the first tackle selected, even ahead of LSU's Will Campbell. Keep an eye on this guy. Next up, though, we also talked to the guy who filled in at left tackle after Simmons got hurt: Ohio State's left guard Donovan Jackson, who I see sticking at guard in the NFL. He proved he can at least fill in at tackle if needed, but he's my number 3 guard prospect in this draft, a guy I believe would be a perfect addition if he's there in round 2. I love to see that the Bears are meeting with some of my favorite prospects. And speaking of my favorites, we also met with my 2 favorite center prospects as well, both Gray Zabel from North Dakota State and Caleb's former teammate, USC's Jonah Monheim. If you remember, Zabel was the player of the week at the Senior Bowl this year. He was a left tackle at North Dakota State, but he should play guard or center in the NFL. But Ryan Poles wasn't done yet. Also meeting with Arizona tackle turned guard Jonah Savania, LSU's right tackle turned guard Emory Jones, and then 2 sleeper prospects at the tackle position: Boston College's Ozzie Trapilo and Rutgers' Holland Pierce. 2 tackle prospects that fit the mold of what Braxton Jones brought to the team. Honestly, we seem laser focused on improving the offensive line, which could actually mean we spend more money on the D line when it comes to free agency and then use the draft to build this offensive line. I still expect us to sign at least 2 guys for the O line as well, but if the early meetings are any indication, we brought in twice as many guys for the O line as we did the D line. Though it's still early and we will be meeting with a lot more players going forward, we have pro days and top 30 visits around the corner, as well as the guys we met with at the Senior Bowl and Shrine Bowl. But the trenches finally look to be the number 1 priority for this offseason. I can't wait to see what kind of additions we make to this roster. But I have one more sleeper I wanted to talk about. Going back to my point I made earlier about Ryan Poles drafting guys he's met with, one other thing that our general manager has done is sign at least one undrafted free agent from the Shrine Bowl in 3 straight seasons. And one guy might stand out as a potential option this year as well. Oregon State's offensive tackle Joshua Gray. He was a 5 year starter who also played some guard and commented that he's learning the center position as well. He met with the Bears at the Shrine Bowl and said he expects to meet with them again. Another connection here, though, is our assistant offensive line coach, Kyle Devon, was his coach at Oregon State. So we definitely have some familiarity with this guy. Keep an eye on him as a late round pick or potential undrafted free agent. But day 3 of the NFL Combine is underway. The skill position guys will be going at it. Stay tuned. I have a video breaking down our options at left tackle on the way. Please remember to hit that like button for me. And until next time, bear down.